Mia felt like she had run a marathon made of school books and chores. The day had stretched on, longer than the longest summer afternoon. Her head throbbed from thinking too hard in math class. Then there was history, with all those dates to remember. It was a real brain drain. Lunch felt like a quick snack before more lessons. English class, then science. Would it ever end? She just wanted to crawl into her bed and disappear under the covers. The thought of sleep was like a sweet dream itself, a promise of rest. After school, the list of things to do didn't get any shorter. Homework was waiting, a mountain of it. Math problems stared up at her from the page. An English essay needed writing. It felt like her teachers had planned to bury her in work. Then came the chores Mom had left. Empty the dishwasher, take out the trash, clean her room. Each task made her eyelids feel heavier. Her body ached with a deep tiredness. She moved like a zombie through the house, just wanting it all to be over. Finally, everything was done. Mia dragged her feet up the stairs to her bedroom. Each step was an effort. Her room was her sanctuary, her escape. Tonight it felt like the finish line of a very long race. She didn't even bother to pick out her favorite pajamas. Any pajamas would do. She just wanted to feel the softness of her pillow, the comfort of her blanket. She brushed her teeth in a haze, her reflection looking as tired as she felt. The world outside her window was dark and quiet, perfect for sleeping, or so she thought. She flopped onto her bed. The mattress sighed under her weight. It felt so good, so incredibly good to finally lie down. Mia pulled the covers up to her chin. She closed her eyes. Sleep came fast, faster than a race car. She didn't even have time to think about the day, or worry about tomorrow. The house was still, silent, almost too silent. Deep in the walls something stirred, a tiny sound, a shift in the quiet. But Mia was already far away, lost in the first waves of sleep, unaware of the darkness gathering. Suddenly, Mia's eyes snapped open. What was that? She sat bolt upright in bed, her heart hammered against her ribs like a trapped bird. The room was pitch black, darker than usual. She couldn't see her hand in front of her face. A shiver, cold and sharp, ran down her spine. It wasn't just the darkness, it was a feeling that she was not alone. Something was different, something was wrong. The air felt thick, heavy. She held her breath, listening, trying to hear anything. Then she heard it. A sound so soft she almost missed it. A whisper. Mia! It sighed, like the wind rustling through dead leaves, but there was no wind. Her window was shut tight. The whisper came again, a little louder this time. Mia! It was her name. Someone was calling her name. In the middle of the night. In her own bedroom. Goosebumps erupted all over her skin. Who could it be? Her parents were asleep down the hall. This wasn't their voice. This voice was different. It was cold. Her hand fumbled on the nightstand for her phone. Her lifeline. Her fingers closed around its cool, smooth case. She pressed the side button. The screen flickered to life. Relief washed over her for a split second, but it vanished instantly. No signal. 3 dreaded words stared back at her. No bars, no way to call for help. Her eyes darted to the top of the screen. The time glowed in bright digital numbers. 3:33 a.m., the dead of night, the witching hour, some people called it. A wave of pure terror washed over her. A sudden draft of icy air swept through the room. It made her gasp. The hair on her arms stood on end. Where was it coming from? She checked her window again just to be sure. Still closed. Locked. The cold seemed to be seeping from the walls themselves. Or maybe from somewhere else. The whispering started again, closer now. Mia, we know you're awake. It sounded like it was right next to her bed. She squeezed her eyes shut, wishing it would all go away, but it didn't. The whispers were definitely closer, right there in the room with her. Mia! A chorus of soft, chilling voices seemed to hiss. Come to us, Mia! It's time to play. Her eyes, wide with fear, darted around the dark room. She tried to make out shapes, the outline of her dresser, her bookshelf, and then the closet. The old wooden closet, in the corner of her room. The whispers seemed to be coming from there, from inside the closet, a place she usually kept her clothes and old toys. Now it felt like a doorway to something else. Her gaze was fixed on the closet door. It was always a little crooked. It never quite closed properly, but now it was definitely closed. Or was it? A thin sliver of deeper darkness appeared at the edge of the door. It was opening. Slowly. So slowly. A faint creak echoed in the silent room, louder than a gunshot to Mia's terrified ears. Each creak sent a new jolt of fear through her. She wanted to scream, to run, but she was frozen, stuck to her bed like glue, watching, waiting. A deeper, more intense darkness began to spill from the opening in the closet. It wasn't just the absence of light. It was a thick, inky blackness, like a pool of shadows growing larger. And with it came a cold so intense, it made her teeth chatter. Colder than any winter night, colder than ice. It felt like the closet was breathing out this freezing dark air. The whispers grew louder, more insistent. "We've been waiting, Mia. Waiting for so long." The shadows seemed to writhe and twist. Then she saw them, or felt them, stretching from the inky blackness within the closet. Shadowy shapes, like long, thin fingers, reaching for her. They slid across the floor, silent and terrifying. One touched her arm. It was shockingly cold, not like a human hand, colder and stronger. It gripped her wrist. Mia gasped. Another cold hand grabbed her other arm. They were real. They were holding her. The shadows had hands, and they were terribly, terribly strong. The whispers were all around her now. Mia finally found her voice, or tried to. A small, choked gasp escaped her lips. It was barely a sound. She wanted to scream for her mom, for her dad, but the fear was a tight band around her throat. The cold hands were pulling her out of bed, towards the closet, towards that terrifying, endless darkness. She dug her heels into the mattress. She tried to resist, but the grip was like iron, cold, unyielding iron. It was no use. She was being dragged. She kicked her legs wildly, thrashed from side to side. No, she tried to shout, "Let me go!" But the words were swallowed by the oppressive silence of the room, broken only by the chilling whispers. "You can't escape, Mia. Join us. Join the shadows." The darkness from the closet seemed to be growing, spreading across the room like a hungry beast. It swirled around her legs, cold, so cold. It felt like icy water pulling her down into a bottomless pit of black. She was losing. The edge of the bed was coming closer. She was being pulled right off it. Her feet touched the cold floor. The hands tightened their grip, pulling harder, faster. The darkness from the closet was almost upon her. It was like a gaping mouth ready to swallow her whole. She could see nothing inside it, just pure, empty blackness. A void. The whispers were a triumphant chorus now. "Soon, Mia, soon you'll be one of us." Her last glimpse was of her familiar room, fading into the overwhelming dark. Then, everything stopped. The pulling, the whispers, the cold. There was only silence. A heavy, complete silence filled Mia's room. The first hint of dawn was still hours away. The closet door hung slightly ajar, a dark slit in the wall. Inside there was nothing but old clothes and forgotten toys, or so it seemed. On the nightstand, Mia's phone lay where she had dropped it. Its screen glowed faintly in the darkness. It displayed the time in stark, digital numbers. 3:33 a.m. Mia was gone. Vanished. As if she had never been there at all.